Hi everybody, I had a little bit of time, so I thought that I would pop on. We are getting really close to the spring equinox, which is the same day as the astrological new year, the same day that we enter into Aries season on March 19th. And so I'm like a month ahead of myself. And so I thought that I would do some readings. It's been a little while and I had a little time, so I thought that it would be fun. So the way that I do these readings is I go through all of the signs one at a time. We pull a few cards for each of them. And I encourage you guys to get a sense of, if you know, your sun, your moon, and your rising signs, and to follow all three of those readings. I will put this up on YouTube after the fact with bookmarks, so, or chapters, whatever that's called, so that you are able to kind of quickly go to those signs as you want to. So definitely check that out after the fact, or if you're hopping in live and we're covering your sign or your signs, make sure that you stick around to listen to those. So again, you're going to want to check out your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. And you can find that pretty easily on most astrology sites, most astrology apps, as long as you know where you were born, when you were born, all of that stuff that you would need for your astrology chart. So we're going to dive in, and we are going to start with Aries. And with my readings, I always set the intention that we're connecting only with helpful, healing, or preventative messages only. Got an ambulance going off. What do you guys have going on, Aries? I would say everything that's happening that is part of the reading is, or during the reading is part of the reading. I don't know why I'm like so tongue-tied right now. So maybe this is part of what you guys have going on, but we'll see, Aries. This deck is really big, so it's hard for me to shuffle it. How are you guys doing? Let me know how you're doing as we're shuffling. Anybody out there in Aries, let me know what your sun, moon, and rising is. We're going to go right in order. So we're going to pull two cards from this deck. Pull three cards for each sign. Wow, this is cool. Okay. Looks like Aries has some new beginnings happening. We're going to pull from the Sacred Forest Oracle. So we're pulling a couple tarot cards, one from an Oracle deck, the Denise Lynn Sacred Forest Oracle deck. So let's see. So again, we are on Aries. By the way, Aries, you guys have the solar eclipse showing up in your sign. I'm going to be making some videos on this upcoming eclipse portal that we have coming up. But I also am going to have some really cool information up in my membership very soon for that eclipse portal. It's going to be kind of a guide for navigating all of these eclipse portals that we have. So there's so many resources up there. You're going to want to check that out at claritybychristy.com. Yeah, this makes sense, right? We had that ambulance going off in the background, and we pulled the activation card, which is like so perfect. If you can see it, we have like the, what's that called? Like the maypole, where they have the little ribbons and they dance around the tree, right? Some kind of an activation. And Aries energy, like you guys do activations in a big way, right? You have this big, bold, fiery energy. And so you do you do things in a big way, and I feel it. And this is really interesting because this says the spirit guardian of spring on it, right? So very fitting that this spring energy is showing up as we're doing a spring equinox reading for you. So it's definitely going to feel like some kind of an opening, some kind of a gateway, some kind of an activation. I feel like it's like coming back to life, right? Or you're seeing seeds that are sprouting. There's definitely a new and fresh energy because the next card that we have here is the Page of Pentacles. This is the one that jumped out of the deck. And look at all of those butterflies around. I'm really aware of those, and the way that this feels like some kind of a metamorphosis. This feels like some kind of a transformation that is happening for you. Page of Pentacles, I'm feeling with this like there's maybe some kind of call this activation is bringing you into trying something new, learning something new, or it's the beginning of some kind of a new phase in things where there's going to be some kind of learning involved. This can also be just beginning to lay the foundations of some kind of a business, some kind of something that you're starting that can be an extra stream of revenue for you. When I see this, a lot of times it'll be that energy of like starting to just get something set where you're preparing for something bigger to happen in the future, whether that's going to school and learning a skill or doing something like that that you're going to use later to make some money from, or it doesn't even have to be make some money. It might be that you're adding something new into your lifestyle, into your schedule that is laying down the foundation for better things, for improvements in things, to create more ease is really what I'm feeling with this energy. And this is a really powerful shift here for you, Aries, because we also have the Wheel of Destiny. And that's what it's called in this deck. It's the Wheel of Fortune in traditional tarot. And so the Wheel of Destiny, the Wheel of Fortune is like destiny coming in and creating some significant changes for you, which is so, by the way, eclipse energy. So I'm not surprised that I'm talking about how Aries is going to be really, really impacted by that solar eclipse that we have coming up on April 8th. Like, you have some massive shifts that are happening, and most importantly, like this activation where it's like you feel activated to move in some direction, to do some type of thing, and you're going to be supported with this Wheel of Destiny. You're going to find that it feels destined. It feels like these changes that you're making, these new beginnings that you're starting are incredibly destined, and you're going to find that you're feeling really, really supported in this energy, because the Wheel of Destiny is the Wheel of Fortune. And a lot of times this is about your luck shifting for the better. So a really powerful and positive energy for Aries there for around this spring equinox, right? I'm setting the intention, by the way, that these readings are from the spring equinox into the summer solstice, although it's always hard with tarot to really pin it to a specific time. But what does that time period look like? I think that these eclipses are really going to impact that a lot. All right, so we're gonna move on to Taurus. Anybody who's watching live here are Taurus. I'm a Taurus. Okay, so we already got card shifting. What card is this? Oh, I know what it is. Okay. In this deck, some of the cards are a little bit different, so I don't know what they are. Let's see. Okay. And we're going to choose from the Sacred Forest Oracle. This is for Taurus. So I am a Taurus sun, a Libra moon, and a Pisces rising. I'd love to hear what your big three are. Which one? Which one? All right, we're going to put that back because I don't know. I got like way too many. Let's try that again. Okay, so we are in Taurus energy, we have the Courage card. Okay, so that is like setting the tone for this reading, the Courage card, but I'm feeling really pulled to the house, the home, some kind of a focus on house and home, and also like some kind of improvement within the house and the home, right? Some kind of shift where there's a new level of comfort. Maybe we're creating a new level of comfort. Maybe we're making some changes just to help to create a better flow within that environment. Maybe for some Tauruses, like there's going to be a move. Definitely with the eclipse energy, there's going to be a lot of shifting and there's going to be a lot of changing. So I'm feeling that as well. But also with this Courage card, I'm feeling like there is going to be a lot of spiritual support to take care of some things that need to be done. And I think that that's going to be clear, whatever that is. It's like the courage to do what needs to be done is the energy that I get with this. So there's going to be some type of stepping up, but also just feeling incredibly supported in the energy where we are feeling courageous. We are feeling that bravery. But I also feel like there's some kind of awareness of where there has been courage in the past in some way. I don't know what that means exactly, but maybe like some kind of awareness where we're just like acknowledging that for ourselves, where other people are acknowledging that for us. There's, it feels like that's really building up into a better self-image, if that makes sense in some way, like where we're recognizing the things that we've been through, the things that we've navigated, how far we have come, and acknowledging that with that card. And definitely we're stepping out of a time with this perspective card, which is the Hanged Man card in reverse. We're stepping out of a time where we have been maybe laying low on some things, moving slowly on some things, taking time to reflect on some things, and also really working on seeing things from a new perspective. So we're moving really out of that energy and stepping into this awareness of, I get it now, I understand it now. And I feel like with some of this, it's like this understanding of why certain things didn't work out, or why things had to happen the way that they happened, because it has led to something even more beautiful. So I think that there's going to be some real shifts in perspective that are going to be really helpful in just us recognizing that and us acknowledging the things that we've navigated, the things that we've been through for ourselves, and giving ourselves a pat on the back. That feels important here in this energy. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a beautiful energy. I'm excited to see that here. You can see those rainbows. You can see just an overall sense of stability and support. And as a Taurus, like this is all of the energy that we've been wanting to experience, needing to experience. And I think that it's like there's been a lot of work being done for the Taurus collective for a long time. I mean, for the collective for a long time too, but definitely for the Taurus collective. And this is like moving in that direction where some things actually feel possible, where it feels like we're supported not only by the universe, but also financially supported in the things that we're doing. This is my happy and stable home, happy and stable family card. So there's definitely like a focus on home. Some Tauruses might be finding themselves moving or getting a new home during this time period. Let's see, anything else is standing out to me? Yeah, I think that there's some kind of connection. I'm really noticing like this bird, and it feels like to me some kind of like connection, right? I'm surprised actually, because it feels very Two of Cups to me. I'm surprised that we didn't pull the Two of Cups, but where it's like there's somebody who has come in, who is coming in, that's bringing in a really beautiful balance into our lives, whether that's in our friendships, whether that's in business, whether that's in romantic relationships. There's something here about that, but like the energy of it feels incredibly stable and good and light, and like you don't have to wonder, which I think is really cool, or question it, is the sense that I get from that energy. So that is for Taurus. Kat says, Sun Virgo, Taurus rising, Moon in Sagittarius. Okay. Let's see. So we are on Gemini next. I don't know about this deck. This deck, look at how big it is. It's really, My hands are like not big, and this deck is really big, and I'm having a really hard time shuffling it. We might have to shift gears. But they're still popping out, so here we go. All right, so this is for Gemini. All right, hold on, I have to get up. Jumping out, making me do all kinds of extra work here. Okay. So we are looking at the spring equinox for Gemini. What does this look like? So the time period in between the spring equinox into the summer solstice. And like I was saying earlier, if you guys are just jumping on, check your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. And I will have that up with chapters on my YouTube a little bit later tonight. This one, okay. They said pull another, so I guess you guys get two. Okay, but this makes sense. I see why these come together. Okay, so for the first card that we have for Gemini, I'm going to go to the tarot for this one, is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So with Five of Pentacles in reverse, we're moving out of a time where it has felt like things haven't happened, moving out of a time where you've been feeling really stuck, or there's been a lot of feeling of lack, or worrying about money, or worrying about resources, worrying about help and support. Just not really, I get the sense with this, like in the past, like you haven't felt supported in some way. And so as we shift into the spring equinox energy, that card is showing up in reverse. And so that's saying to me, like, you're moving out of that energy. And this is a really powerful shift. So you're going from an energy of lack and feeling unsupported, and you're stepping into this Eight of Wands, right? This is a pretty drastic shift in energies. It's like shifting gears drastically, almost seemingly overnight. You might already be seeing this because the Eight of Wands is like all of a sudden all of these opportunities, all of these things that are coming your way, almost to the point that it's like rapid fire, it's overwhelming, it's difficult to know what to do or even to like manage that energy. So this is really powerful, but these are positive things typically. But what you want to make sure that you do, because there's such a drastic shift in the energy, is to just make sure that you're taking those steps back, and that you're also taking care of yourself, that you're also balancing that out with some time for self-care and things like that, so that you don't get too overwhelmed in this. Because it's like, it feels like we go from famine to feast is the energy that I get with this. So we don't want to just like completely overwhelm your system, but I feel like a lot of things are opening, a lot of things that you've been waiting on for a long time, and that's really exciting. I think that part of the call here, we pulled two cards for you. You got flow and trust, right? And I think that this is something maybe that you guys have been working on for quite some time. And really, there's like a new level, I feel like, of mastery with flow and trust. And so you're being called to let yourself flow and trust and continue to navigate this energy and these opportunities that are coming to you. I feel like, yes, you will have actions that you need to take. We always have actions that we need to take, but I also feel like a lot of this is just going to come to you. This is sort of that energy of, you've put a lot of energy out there in the past, and now it's coming back around and it's supporting you. It's showing up for you. It is showing you that all that you invested in the past, whether it was work that you did on yourself, work that you did on your work, on your business, whatever it is, we're starting to see the benefit of that. And now you just have to kind of flow to navigate this energy and let yourself be led, let yourself trust the process as it's unfolding. Because I do think it might look a little crazy at times, where you're like, I don't know if I can keep up with all this, or I don't know what's going to be the best direction for me to go. Follow the flow. Your intuition is going to show you exactly where you need to go. So that is Gemini. So next up, we have Cancer. love this. Anybody who is watching, are you a Cancer? One more card and then we'll be ready. Okay, wow, that was really cool. I wish you guys could have seen like the way that that card landed. The card that I'm talking about is the Storm Spirit card. It's the Chaos card, but I went to like set it on the table and it literally turned itself around. It like floated with the momentum of the energy and turned itself around. So I see this as very much for those of you with Cancer in your energy, in your chart, moving out of a time of chaos, right? Moving out of a time of, I'm getting the word struggle, okay? So we're leaving the struggle behind and we're really moving into a much better energy because these tarot cards are incredible. These tarot cards, like this is a slow and steady energy because the first card that we have here is the Temperance card, okay? So Temperance card can be just sort of like even keeled. It's learning how to bring things into balance. It's life coming back into balance, but it's not a rapid moving energy because like there needs to be a rebalancing. There needs to be some time to come back into balance. So it feels like things are happening, things are progressing, but it's going to move along at a pace, right? At a pace that's right for you, that's best for you. I was just talking about with the Gemini reading that in some ways that might be overwhelming, the pace at which that's coming along. I don't get that sense with this at all. I feel like there are opportunities coming in. I feel like there are things happening for you, things developing for you in a very positive direction, but it's going to be at a pace that works best for you. That most aligns for you, that isn't going to overwhelm you. Because I think that Cancer energy, right, like that can get overwhelmed with that. You guys are so open and so intuitive, and I think that your system can get more overwhelmed by those things. So I see this pacing it, but where are we going? We're going in the direction of the Ten of Pentacles. So I was just saying with the Taurus reading, Ten of Pentacles is such a beautiful energy. It's very stable. It's very secure. It's creating really your dream future is the sense that I get. And you're heading in that direction. And I get with this, like there's been a lot of frustration at the rate at which some things have been happening. Maybe it's felt like for a very long time that you've felt stuck and you're just like, when is this, whatever this is, when is it going to happen for me? When is this going to develop? When is this going to move forward? And I think that the answer is now. I think you're going to start to see that, but it's not going to be overwhelming and so much so that it's like too much too fast. It's going to be a nice pace, but it's bringing you in the direction of all of the things that you want. The money, the stability, the happiness, the happy home, the happy life, the happy family, all of these things. It's bringing you into something really powerful for you. So I like that a lot. I think that's going to be a really nice energy, and I feel like a really nice shift for Cancer energy. All right, so next up we have Leo. Is anybody here a Leo? I can't with this deck. I have like this issue with my shoulder right now. And it's like, feels like a lot of work to lift this up too. But we started with this deck and we're gonna finish it. That's my Taurus stubbornness right there. And I think it's really pretty. Actually, a lot of you guys know Davey, who shares an office with me. He bought me this deck. Okay, so we're looking at Leo for spring. there's a lot of healing for you here, Leo. I think that this is something that you've been working on. And the sense that I get with these cards is that there's been this process of strengthening yourself, but strengthening yourself in a way that is that powerful feminine energy. Even if you are a man, right? Like this isn't about that. This is like that feminine, receptive, nurturing, kind, loving, heart-centered energy is what I'm feeling here with this. So maybe tuning into that feminine energy more, maybe that's been a focus. It's like strengthening, but it's strengthening through the heart and strengthening through taking care of yourself and allowing yourself to put yourself in a position to receive. And I think that there's been a lot of healing that has brought you to a place of, we have the acceptance card, right? So there's something that you have been or that you will be kind of getting to that place where you're accepting it. The sense that I get with this is that something just doesn't or won't quite hit in the same way that it used to, won't quite impact you in a negative way in the way that it used to. And I think that there'll be some signs that come up for you around this time, or some experiences more likely that will come up for you where it's showing you that you have moved past something and you didn't necessarily even realize that you did, right? Maybe you have a situation that reminds you of a situation that was very painful for you in the past. And then as you have something that would have in the past triggered that, you look at that and you go, oh, I didn't get triggered in the same way. That doesn't affect me the way that it used to. So I think that that's a big part of what it is that you're working through. So we also have the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. Two queens, right? So that's why I said like that feminine energy. So there's just like been this shift, there's been this acceptance, there's been this movement for you, or there is this process of this movement, and it's bringing you to this place of becoming the queen of your own life, or the king of your own life in your masculine energy, right? But I can't ignore all of this feminine receptive energy. It's this understanding that you deserve to be supported, that you deserve to be helped, that you deserve great things. And I feel like maybe that's part of that acceptance, is like accepting help, accepting support, accepting love, and being open to all of that. Because the Queen of Cups, she has an incredibly loving while also open heart, although she also is very mindful about who she allows in her energy field, in her space, right? She's very aware. She has incredible boundaries. They're very loving boundaries, but she has incredible boundaries. And through those boundaries, she's able to keep her heart open, where she doesn't have to protect her heart. She doesn't have to put up a shield or put up armor. She's just allowing herself to just be open. She's also incredibly intuitive. And so you may find that you're feeling, and especially with all of this feminine energy, so much more connected to your intuition during this time period. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is like bringing things down to earth. So we have that dreaminess and that intuitiveness of the Queen of Cups, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles who's bringing that back down to earth. So it's a really beautiful balance where she's considering the practical angle on things, and she is getting her money right, and maybe making some good money, maybe doing some things that are bringing in some more money, or she's taking a look at what her resources are and how she either could be more resourceful or where she wants to make some adjustments to that. She's taking a look at, how do I want to spend my time, my energy? So I feel like there's an energy of boundaries here, but it's like, how do I explain this energy that I feel? It's like you've like just kind of like stumbled upon these boundaries. Like all of the work that you've done has brought you to this place where you're just like, no, I know who I am. I know what I deserve. I know where I belong. And I allow that, I accept that, and I'm open to receive. And so that is the energy that I get with Leo for the springtime. So we're looking at the time period in between the spring equinox into the summer solstice. So we go into the spring equinox on the 19th. That's also when we enter into Aries season. Say hi if you guys are watching. You guys are quiet today. My energy feels very yin today. I don't know if you guys can tell. Like I sometimes like it's bigger, and then sometimes it's more, which would be the yang energy, and then sometimes it's more inward, it's more yin. But I definitely wanted to get these readings. I'm a little bit slower, a little bit softer with the yin energy, allowing that intuition to just flow through. All right, so we are on Virgo now. Anybody out there a Virgo? How are you guys? Say hi if you're watching. I love to see everybody in the comments. Sorry if I'm like missing them too because I'm looking down so much. Oh, I got this. Yeah, I'm going to read it in this order, this exact order this time. Virgo, you guys are in a place where like you're tired of some bullshit. That's the sense that I get. Like something has just gone too far. Something has just overstayed its welcome for too long. This could be a relationship. This could be a job. This can be really anything. You know, maybe this is like your own bullshit. Sometimes we get so tired of our own bullshit, and that's like what has to happen in order for us to create a powerful change for ourselves. But I definitely get the sense like you're creating some changes, like you're moving into, you're using this energy to move into something better. There's a leveling up because we have this 8 of Cups, and I really feel like a strong level up with this particular energy here, where it's like you're stepping away from some things that just you recognize don't align for you. And with the 8 of Cups energy, sometimes you might be frustrated because I do get the sense like that there's some kind of a frustration, but you also might be in a place where you're like, yes, I'm frustrated, but I don't really know why I'm frustrated with this situation. I don't really know why I want to make this change, walk away from this thing, that kind of stuff. But also there's something within you that's just like feeling really sick of it, feeling really ready to move in a different direction. And so you're just ready, and it's okay. Like it doesn't have to be absolutely horrendous for you to walk away from something and to move into something better, right? To allow for yourself to open new doors. I get this energy of like being willing to close old doors so that you can open new doors. And sometimes we have to walk away from that, and we have to recognize that it's important for us to not settle. We don't want to be settling. And so I guess that's what the really roundabout way of saying, like, don't settle on some things. And I think that you're going to recognize where you are settling on some things. And I do get that frustration with it. So I think that you'll recognize it because you're going to just feel incredibly frustrated with it, but then also will be trying to talk yourself out of it. Like, I don't know why I'm so frustrated. This person isn't really that bad, or this job isn't really that bad, or whatever. But like, there's just this pull again and again and again to step away from it and move in a different direction. And I think that you guys will definitely be either working on that or thinking about that during this time period. We also have the Justice card. So I do see that you're moving in a direction where you're wanting more balance in your life. You're wanting more fairness in your life. And that might be part of what sparks you to move away from something where you're just like, you know, no, like I'm not being treated fairly here, or I'm not being compensated fairly here, or I don't like the way that that situation was handled and I'm having a really hard time moving past it. We can forgive, but also not allow ourselves to engage in or remain in a situation that doesn't serve us. And that's the energy that I get here with this. It's like wanting something better for yourself and knowing on some level that you deserve it. Again, this is not a time to settle for things. You want to take it to the next level and allow that to happen. And speaking of that, we have the daffodil fairy. So that was like the card that I was awing about. Look at that with the daffodils, right? We're talking about spring. So I love that that's coming up. Daffodils, by the way, are my all-time favorite flower. I just love them. So that makes me really happy to see that here for you guys. And it says new beginnings. So definitely moving in that direction of new beginnings and recognizing what doesn't work for you. I definitely think that around these eclipses, that's going to be made crystal clear anyway. Although, again, I get that energy of you kind of trying to talk yourself out of that a little bit or trying to stay in a situation longer than you need to. This is your message to move forward, as long as that aligns and feels best and right for you, and to step into the direction of new beginnings. I think there's something better for you out there, is what these cards are trying to say. You have to be willing though, right? If you're not willing to make changes, it makes it hard for the universe to bring other blessings in. All right, so we're gonna look at Libra next. So we're gonna have this lunar eclipse that we have coming up toward the end of the month. And that's gonna be in the sign of Libra. These eclipses be in that Libra Aries axis. So I would definitely expect, if you're Libra, like I can already feel, like I haven't even pulled a card, I can feel the transformation that's happening. Powerful stuff. No? Okay, this. Okay, so we're doing extra cards, I guess, for Libra. And let's pull from the Sacred Forest. We are on Libra, for those of you who are just jumping on. Say hi if you're watching. Oh, Pisces Moonbeam says, such a pretty deck. Are you talking about this one? I was commenting, I don't know if you heard earlier, it's like absolutely huge and I can't really fit it in my hands. But it is really pretty, I really like it. But it's really big. All right, so this is for Libra. So the first card that we have here is the Temperance card in reverse. The sense that I get with this is I feel like you've been like tempered a little too much, like where you just feel so stuck. Like I just get the sense like Libra energy has really been going through it in a lot of ways. So you felt like so stuck. Like the energy that I get is like pinned down, like the universe has been pinning you down, keeping you stuck. And I don't think that's really the case. I think there was some stuff that had to be worked through. I feel like some healing. There's a lot of green in this reading. And so I just get like that healing energy with it. And it's like there needed to be a lot of healing, but I don't think you liked it. I don't think it felt good. I don't think it's been a great energy to be in. It feels like a massive just clearing, releasing what doesn't belong, moving old energy out, helping you to step into something new, but it has felt really slow and stagnant and ick. But we do see it move forward. So the next two cards are really, really positive cards. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So we have something new. And I feel like for Libra, like maybe there's been a focus on the material world in some way, maybe a focus on finances, maybe concerns about finances. Maybe you've seen a lot of difficulty in regard to finances, like it's just not flowing like it needs to be, or you just haven't felt that support. You just haven't felt like there's enough of something, is the energy that I get with this. And we see here now, like there's this opening with this Ace of Pentacles. There's something new coming in that's giving you that support that you need. I think that like it's felt for a while like the universe wasn't supporting you, quite frankly. And I don't think that's true. Like I said, I think you had to work through some things, but now we start to see that come through. Now we have 2 Pentacles here. Keep in mind, like this is a slow moving energy. And so it's gonna take a little time, but we see here this Ace of Pentacles where you're being offered some gifts from the universe. And I feel like specifically financial improvement, improvement in your home, in some things that you've been waiting on is what it feels like. There's like a new energy here, and I feel like across the board, kind of like it's a new energy, a new experience in your day-to-day life. So there's some kind of a shift in your day-to-day life, your experience. Maybe you're moving, maybe you are changing jobs, but there's some kind of something new coming in. Maybe you're even getting a raise. Sometimes I'll see that here with the Ace of Pentacles, but it's really nice. We do have here you feeling really supported by the universe, and this is further supported here with this Knight of Pentacles, right? Where there's some kind of offer coming in, whether this is from a person, whether this is from the universe, there's some kind of an offer coming in. And it's, again, it just feels like the energy that I feel with this is like you feel really supported. Like you feel like, oh my God, like I've been praying for this. I've been waiting on this. I've been begging for this is the energy that I get. And now here it is. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving energy in the entire tarot deck, right? So you've been waiting a long time, but you've been waiting a long time, but your blessings are coming in. That is the sense. And on the other side of it, we have this air spirit card, this knowledge card, right? So you're leaving this situation with a greater knowledge. I think the frustration has been so strong that it's been hard to recognize how you've been growing, how you've been developing, specifically in regard to things that you're learning. But you are learning and you have learned. I also feel like for some of you, this might even be like you have gone to school or you are going to school, and that schooling is going to create a much better, more stable financial situation for you. So it might be just like some type of a small class that you're taking. It might be going to college. It might be like something very structured. It might be something not that structured. So there's something about that. If you're thinking about gaining knowledge, learning new things in some way, I would definitely explore that. But it's going to hit for you. It's going to happen for you. But this is a slow moving energy. So just a little bit more patience required here. Don't yell at me. I'm just passing the messages along, but it feels really good once we get there. I need to see that unfolding throughout that time period in between the spring equinox into the summer solstice, but it's slow and steady. So let's see. So who do we have next? We have Scorpio next. So let's see for Scorpio. For the collective of Scorpio, what do we need to know for this time period in between the spring solstice or the spring equinox into the summer solstice? I feel like we're moving into a lighter time for everybody collectively, which is really nice. I mean, not that there isn't going to be work that we're doing, stuff like that, but it just feels lighter. It feels better. It feels like progress. So we have the trust card coming up, and I'm getting the message that I need to read from the book. With this, Scorpio, I feel like specifically, before I read from the book, I definitely feel like during this time period, you are going to be called to have faith, to put your trust in the process, right? I'm feeling like trust the process, trust that you're supported on this journey. You may also like be tested in regard to your trust with people in your world or situations in your world. And if something isn't aligning for you, I see you making some changes to that. But let's see what the book says. There's something in the book that needs to be read for you guys. So let's see. So it says, in this, like there's an image, it's the crystal cave. So it says, caves have long been considered secret passageways to sacred powers and forces. Certain shamanic initiations occurred in caves because they were thought to be places where your intuition could be activated. The appearance of this card is a message to believe in your intuition no matter where it takes you. Have faith in yourself and know that you are divinely guided, even when you have doubts. Trust your feelings about others and about situations. You're exactly where you need to be. Trust is the foundation of the ability to manifest. Everything was created because someone believed that it was possible, and patience is absolutely critical in the application of this principle. Change can happen in a heartbeat, but some things require time. Please be patient and know that it will happen. Whatever receives your care and attention will flourish. Believe. You've planted your seeds, now give them time to grow. In cultures throughout the world, the cave represents a womb, a source of life. They are where early humans sought shelter and protection. In the depths of the cave, know that you are safe and protected. So there's a call for you to feel that safety and that protection, and to trust in what it is that you're feeling. We have this Nine of Swords in reverse. So we do see Scorpio energy kind of moving out of a difficult time. Moving out of a time where you spent a lot of time in your head, there was a lot of worrying, there was a lot of maybe sleepless nights or concerns. I kind of feel like some of the vibe that I get with this is like, was there a health concern or something? That's not going to be true for all of you, of course, but for some of you, it's like you are going to be receiving information where you're recognizing that your health is improved or has improved, or you're getting information about something that you're worried about, and now you're recognizing like everything's okay. And so that's the energy that I get, is like everything's okay. I was like so worried about that, or it took me so long to work through that, and now I'm feeling like things are okay. So you're moving out of that energy and stepping into the Six of Cups energy. So you may find, and we're going to be moving into Mercury retrograde, well, you have another one of those coming up. So Six of Cups, that reflecting back, that taking a look back on the past. I feel like specifically with this, it's saying honor your memories, love your memories. You get to carry your memories with you, but at the same time, it's going to be really important for you to focus on the present. It's going to be really important for you to focus on what is the life that I'm creating now. You don't want to live in the past. You don't want to stay stuck in old stuff, because I feel like you've worked really hard to move out of the past. So there's this call to be more present, to live and experience the life that you have now rather than the life that you have had in the past. So if you guys can see this card, like the Six of Cups can be a really beautiful, sweet, positive energy, but I get in this deck, like it gives me that energy of Miss Havisham. What is that? I'm totally spacing on the book. Anyway, but like the woman who was, her wedding never happened, and she ended up just like living her life in that wedding dress and completely living in the past and living in this creepy old house. and keeping everything the same because she stayed in that. And that's like the energy that I get, is like, you don't want to do that. You want to live your life. You want to move forward and focus on what it is that you're creating now, because right now you can be creating some really beautiful and sweet and happy memories that you can look back on in the future and really enjoy those. And you get to still keep the old memories, right? But at the same time, can we be open to some new experiences, to some different experiences, trusting the process, letting your intuition lead you into the present and the direction that you're wanting to go, rather than letting yourself get stuck in the past. I can't believe I can't remember the name of that book. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's like such an old famous book, and I've read it so many times. Pisces Moonbeam is asking me about what this deck is called, and I don't remember. I will send you a message though, because I don't have the box in here, and it was like a gift that I got. So we're taking a look at Sagittarius. Okay. Things happening for Sagittarius energy for sure. So we are on Sagittarius for those of you who are just jumping on. Yeah, it's like Sagittarius is like your fire is being relit again. Moving out of like feeling like you weren't connected to your fire, feeling a little bit more stagnant, feeling like maybe you weren't really even so much yourself, right? And you felt disconnected from your fire, right? You are a fire sign and you need that fire. You need that passion, that excitement, that drive. And so there's opportunities here with this fire spirit card, the energy card, for you to reconnect with that. And I think that you're fine. It's like this time period is relighting your fire. There are things that are happening that are bringing in a new sense of excitement, of creativity, of, I'm hearing like a new lease on life. So I think that that's really, really powerful. And these other cards that are showing up with it are very much supporting that. So we have the Eight of Wands showing up with it, which is also a fire card. Eight of Wands, lots of things happening at once, right? It's like once you shift, then the world around you shifts, and you start to see that all of these things are developing for you. All of these things are happening. I feel like it's going to feel like a lot of things happening at once. A lot of and it feels like in a lot of different areas of your life too. It doesn't feel like in like just career or just relationships or something like that. It feels like a little bit of everywhere, where you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is really exciting. This is really good. I feel like so much is happening for me right now. I think that you're going to look back on this time period and be really thankful and grateful for what this has done, because it's like just bringing you back to life in so many ways. So lots of things happening and developing for you, and also just feeling that support in some ways with this Two of Cups. So this can be some kind of a soulmate connection, a connection with somebody that's a really beautiful balance for you in a romantic relationship. This can be a deepening of a connection within a relationship that you already have, where you're recognizing, wow, this person really does have so many things that I'm looking for, that connect for me, that work for me. And I really love that. And it's like, maybe you didn't see it because, I don't know, I just get the sense like it's been a little like lethargic or maybe even depressed. Sagittarius energy like doesn't do well with that energy. Not that any of us do, but I think that you haven't felt like yourself, and maybe you felt more disconnected from certain people in your world. This doesn't have to be romantic in nature, but it's like connecting with or reconnecting with or deepening your connection with people who matter to you, people who bring in a really beautiful balance into your life. This can be a new beginning within a relationship, especially with all of these things that are coming in. This can be, sometimes I say the Two of Cups is like the perfect piece, like the piece to the puzzle that we're missing. It's like the perfect balance for what it is that we're needing in our life. So some things just click and it's like, oh, like that's exactly what I needed. I didn't even know what I needed, but that turns out that's exactly what I needed. So that's the sense that I get with this. I think you have a lot to look forward to. Sorry if it's loud. The traffic out there is like so loud today. All right, so now we're going to take a look at Virgo. Or, why am I saying Virgo? We're going to take, I mean Capricorn. This is for Capricorn. I already did Virgo. This deck is so hard to shuffle. I think this might be for somebody with big hands. Oh, there we go. Wow. How are you guys doing? Say hello. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what's going on. If you guys didn't catch my weekly reading, make sure you catch that. There was a lot of important messages in there for you this week. There always is, but some weeks just feel more important than others, you know? Okay. All right, so this is for Capricorn. Just listening and connecting. As soon as I went to connect with these cards, I just felt like a little disconnected. So I always say that what happens as part of the reading is part of the reading. So have you been feeling disconnected from yourself in some way? Have you been feeling like you're not so focused? Have you just been feeling off in some way? I think that you have, one of these cards that we have is the gratitude card. It's the Bluebell Fairy. I feel like you're going to have these moments during this time period where you just, if you allow it anyway, get really caught up in the gratitude, right? Where you just take that pause. Have you ever had those moments where you take a pause and you're just like, wow, I'm so grateful for this moment right now. I'm so grateful for this thing that's happening right now. I'm so grateful for all of the things that I have. And this doesn't feel like, sometimes people have trouble with the forced gratitude, forcing themselves to think about things that they're grateful for. And that's not the energy that I get. This is more just noticing those moments that you feel grateful and trying to hold on to them or to stay in that energy for longer. Because I think if you can stay in that energy for longer, what I find is that people manifest really incredible things from that energy. But I think that you're going to have a lot to be grateful for, and you're going to find yourself being grateful in those moments. And I think that this is going to be really helpful for you. It feels like some kind of movement up and out of a heavier time into a lighter time. See the way that she's like just flying up into the light? And so moving into a lighter time, this feels really good. I get the sense like you fought for it. It is the energy that I get. Like you fought for it. You worked really hard for it. So it's like you're more grateful for it because you did work hard for it. We also have this Knight of Pentacles, right? So speaking of things to be grateful for, some things happening, right? I feel like some kind of offer potentially coming in, or something coming into your life where we've had this Knight of Pentacles a lot. So I'm thinking maybe this is going to be collective energy as well, but like some things that we've been waiting on for a long time where it's happening. It's developing. You're starting to really see the evidence of it happening. And I feel that strong connection with that gratitude card where you're just like, oh my God, I've waited so long for this, and I'm just so grateful for it. And it might even be just like something really small, but you've waited on it for a long time, or you fought really hard for it, or you worked really hard for it. That's what I get. This also feels like, for some of you, it's going to be a really nice financial offer too, that allows for you to have new experiences, different experiences, because the card that we have next to that is the World card, where you're closing out a chapter in your life. And I really get a strong sense of just like expansion with this World card, where it's bringing you into a place where you're having more experiences, where you're maybe even traveling more, experiencing more things, being open to experiencing more things. There's a lot of cool stuff that I feel like happening here with this World card. And again, I think that you're going to just feel like, wow, like I'm so grateful for this. This is amazing. And stay in that energy as much as you can, because you'll create more of this. But I think you're really going to feel that support from the universe. I see that as a collective theme again and again and again in these readings here for this. And there's some type of completion, some type of expansion, and some type of significant success that's happening for you here. But it's nice and grounded and just like moving at a pace that works for you, Capricorn. So just keep going with the flow. I think that this is a really nice energy, but I do get the sense like there's a gratitude for self as well. Like, fuck yeah, I did that. I created this. I worked for this. I did the work on myself to get myself here. That's the energy that I get with that. And there's a lot of pride with that. There's a lot of gratitude for yourself, a lot of gratitude for the work that you've done. And then we have Aquarius up next. All right. Anybody Aquarius out there? In your sun, moon, and rising. Remember, guys, I encourage you, if you're just checking in, I will have this up on my YouTube afterwards, later on tonight probably, maybe tomorrow, but probably tonight. And what you want to do is like, you'll be able to check on there the chapters to check out your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. Well, I've never seen this card in this deck. Okay. It's really pretty. This is for Aquarius. No, I can't do like 5 cards. Let's go back. There we go. Okay. Aquarius, for you, like, I get like such a strong Aries season energy with this reading. So I think that that period of time specifically is going to be really pivotal for you. So right when we go into the spring equinox is when we enter into Aries season. So March 19th and for about a month afterwards, I think you're going to see a lot of this. That feels like a really important time, a really powerful time. We have that fire spirit card, the energy card, and it's like there's something about that fiery Aries energy that just really lights things back up for you. I'm hearing though, like it's lighting things up in a way that's like more grounded for you, right? Where it's not going to send you into like this idea and this idea and this idea and this idea. Because the sense I get is like your ideas have been sort of all over and it's been hard to bring them down to earth or to make sense of all of it or to weed through all of it is what I'm getting. I think it's like helping to support you in getting more clear on what you need to focus on. Because it feels like maybe what you've been focusing on, the focus has been a little bit all over the place. And it's like, nope, like laser focus is the energy that I get, where you get a sense of like, this is what I need to work on. And I'm gonna put all of my energy. I'm gonna be like this Aries ram and just like plow into this, right? I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to create this thing, maybe a business. But at first, with the Seven of Cups, you're going to be taking a look at all of these options. This feels like a collection of so many different options that you've been exploring for a while. It's almost this energy of like, no, I tried that and I tried this, or I thought about this and I started to take steps in this direction. And then then I felt drawn to come over here and I started to take steps. So it's been a little bit all over the place. Or maybe in dating, it's been like, I started to like have something moving over here. And then I was talking to somebody over here and so like a lot of options and a lot of confusion amongst the options is what I'm trying to say. So wherever that applies for you in your life. And so with the Seven of Cups, I get the sense that you're taking a look at that and you're deciding, you know what, with this, combining with this fire spirit, this energy card, like what's most important for me to focus on? It's time for me to focus. It's time for me to get laser focused on what feels most aligned for me and to get moving in that direction, right? So it's almost like you're taking a look at all the options and doing an assessment and then deciding, nope, this is the option that I choose. This is what I'm going to invest a relationship in, or this is what I'm going to invest my time and energy in. And this is the option that I choose to give all of my focus to so that I can create something really powerful. Now, with this Emperor card, it can definitely be something where you're like stepping into a leadership role where you are, this is also an Aries card. It can be you stepping into a leadership role. It can be you developing a business, right? Maybe even like trying to figure out what business or where to focus your business. I think that you get clear on that during this time period if you're allowing the process to happen. Let yourself explore a little bit and get that clarity. Take that time to listen to yourself. I think that that's going to be really helpful for you. With this Emperor card though, like there's a real growth, there's a real development. It's like through all of this exploration, you've gotten to know yourself really, really well. And now that you know yourself so well, it's time for you to trust yourself and it's time for you to take steps in the direction of what it is that you really want. I get the sense like that you will get to a place where you feel like I've got to I can't have all of these options, or I can't be so distracted in all of these different directions. It's time for me to go for it. It's time for me to like give this one thing or these, you know, maybe a couple things, but it feels like more like one thing. I've got to give it my all and really dig deep and make this happen, because if you can do that and you can ride the wave of what feels like a really strong, powerful energy, I think it's going to propel you forward into a lot of success. The Emperor is an incredibly successful energy. So I like that a lot for you guys. I think that that's really cool. If you guys know what that is already, let me know if you're trying to explore those options right now. Okay, so let's look at Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces. What does Pisces need to do? Okay, that's what I thought. All right, so for Pisces, what's going on here with Pisces energy? I want to start here with, I have 2 Wands cards that are showing up in reverse, right? So both of them are Wands. Wands are very connected. We have the Ace of Wands, we have the 3 of Wands. Wands are very connected with taking action. So with both of these showing up, it's like, there's not a lot of action that's happening here. And then I have the Purification card, the Pine Spirit, and I clarified that with the 8 of Pentacles because I just wanted to make sure that I had a good sense of that. So part of what I feel with this is like there's a call to come back to yourself. Like I kind of get this sense. And I love Pisces energy. I'm a Pisces rising, right? And sometimes our Pisces energy can take us into a little bit of a dream world where we can stay in that dream world and not necessarily want to come out, right? Like it can almost like keep us stuck. It can prevent us from moving forward, from taking action. And so we're just kind of like lost in that, thinking about where do I want to go and what do I want to do, but not actually making it happen. Like these aces, this 8 of Pentacles is really saying it's time to make it happen. And in order to do that with this purification energy, I'm getting the sense like go back to the beginning. Go back to the beginning in some way. Remember who you were when you first started to try this thing, do this thing. Remember where you were when you first started to explore this relationship. Remember who you were, whatever the focus is for you, whatever like is showing up for you. It's like coming back to the beginning where you were excited about it, where you were motivated about it. That's going to be really important because it's like that has to be reignited. That has to be re-sparked for you. I think that there's something in your world that on some level you're dreaming about, you want to do, but you're not taking a lot of action. And there's a call for you to start to move this energy so that you can take action, so that you can start to, like the Ace of Wands is my go for it card, so that you can get yourself to that place where like you're ready to go for it and you're ready to create it. It's like, I almost feel like there's a hesitation out of fear or a hesitation to move forward, out of concern, like, is this gonna just fall apart like it did before? Is it just, am I gonna just be repeating the same issue? And I don't get the sense with it. I think like you've done a lot of work on purifying it, right? We have that purification card. So come back to the excitement, come back to what led you to whatever this is, whatever this thing is that you're thinking about, whether that's like a relationship, your job, your business, even yourself, right? Maybe like you're coming back to like, why did you start to eat healthier to begin with, or to start some kind of a fitness program, right? Like it's almost like somewhere along the way, like there was progress happening, there was awareness happening, and then it kind of just stagnated. And there's a lot that you've been like dreaming about and thinking about, but now there's a call to take action on things. And I think that that action is going to be inspired by coming back to like your why, or coming back to what led you to want it in the first place. I hope that that makes sense. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but I can feel the energy of that, because then with this Three of Wands in reverse, you get to call that in, right? It's like somewhere along the way, like you stopped anticipating that it was going to actually happen for you, and you let it just stay a dream, or you maybe even felt like you needed to move away from the dream. And this is saying don't move away from the dream, but just bring yourself back to when you felt really inspired, or to doing the things that make you feel really inspired in the first place, because that is going to be your reminder, that is going to help you. And then you are going to find that you're willing and able, Eight of Pentacles, to put the work in. There's something here. There's something that you're gifted at, or that you have to offer within a business, a job, a relationship that's really important. But we've got to get this moving along so that that can happen for you. So definitely there's a call to action with this. Remember why you want to take action in the first place. So those are your messages, Pisces. I hope that that makes sense for you. Let me know how these are making sense for you guys. Obviously very general reading for the collective of all of these signs. So make sure you guys go back, check all of your signs. I will have this up on my YouTube later with the chapters, so that you can go through and get your reading for your sun, your moon, and your rising. That's going to give you a fuller picture of what your messages are and what the energy is going to look like for you from that time period between the spring equinox into the summer solstice. So thank you guys so much for checking this out. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel if you're watching it there. Thank you, and I will see you soon with another video. Take care, guys.